Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. We're glad that you're here. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Together we're Backyard Musings, the Science and Technology channel.
And we're talking about a small little bird.
And some not so small birds.
Yeah, living in the Scottish Isles.
Yeah.
So this is kind of weird.
It
but,
is.
But fun. So here we go.
Tiny wrens living on remote Scottish islands are providing scientists with a rare look at how evolution can reshape animals in isolated environments. A new study led by researchers at the University of Birmingham found that several island populations of wrens have followed their own evolutionary paths, with some growing dramatically larger than their mainland relatives. Would you like to know more?
How weird. How did that happen?
Isolated. Like the nene goose can't fly anymore. That's the state bird for Hawaii. They can't fly. They're just isolated on the islands.
Yeah. And when they could fly, how far could they fly?
Oh, they could across the ocean, that's for sure.
Oh,
and then they
you mean like to another the mainland?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Up in the currents, wind currents. Who knows? Or they were brought. I don't know, but they didn't need to fly after that. They had everything they needed on the island.
Interesting. Okay. The findings, published in the Evolutionary Journal of the Linnean Society on May 26th of this year, offers fresh insight into the biological phenomenon known as island syndrome. These are reoccurring evolutionary patterns seen in species that become isolated on islands, like that bird that Steve just mentioned.
The nene goose.
Nene.
Yep. Researchers focused on 4 subspecies of wrens found only on Scottish islands in archipelagos: Shetland, Fair Isle, the Outer Hebrides, and St. Kilda. Although these birds live in broadly similar island environments, each population has remained geographically separated and differs noticeably from wrens found across mainland Great Britain and continental Europe.
One of the most striking discoveries involved a phenomenon known as island gigantism.
You made that word up.
I did not. I'm looking at it. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Okay. In animals, evolve larger body sizes after becoming isolated on islands. Famous examples include the giant tortoises of the Galapagos Islands, and we just talked about the Galapagos a couple weeks ago, and the extinct dodo of Mauritius. What do you call it? Mauritius. Okay. Both of which became larger than their mainland ancestors. The new study shows that Scottish wrens may represent an unusually extreme bird example of the same process. Okay.
Scientists found that wren populations on Shetland and St. Kilda show very little evidence of inbreeding with mainland birds. These isolated populations have also grown significantly larger over time.
A typical wren from England weighs between 7 and 10 grams, so not very big. By comparison, wrens living on St. Kilda weigh between 13 and 16 grams. The largest St. Kilda birds were more than twice the size of the smallest wrens found on mainland Great Britain. According to the researchers, this places them among the top 25% of known cases of island gigantism in birds worldwide.
So it must be lack of predator, because they can live longer, and abundance of food. They just get bigger?
Sure.
Okay. Dr. Michal Jezierski, I'll call him Dr. Ski from now on, from the School of Geography, Earth, and Environmental Sciences, and lead author of the study, said, quote, "We found that all 4 Scottish wren subspecies are genetically distinct from the wrens of mainland Britain, with the wrens of Shetland and St. Kilda being especially distinct in both appearance and song. Their genetic distinctiveness is so high that it is likely that they are on their way to becoming new species."
To investigate these populations, researchers combined body measurements, song recordings, and whole genome sequencing. This approach allowed them to compare island and mainland wrens in unprecedented detail and better understand how island syndromes develop. The results show that each island population has become genetically distinct and remains largely isolated from others.
Well, I wonder if there's something going on like that in Alaska because there's lots of islands. I wonder if there's something similar. Okay, the wrens of Shetland and St. Kilda are particularly interesting because they appear very similar physically, yet the genetic changes that separate them from mainland wrens are largely different. In other words, the two groups arrived at similar outcomes through different genetic routes.
By contrast, wrens living on Fair Island and in the outer Hebrides remain more similar to mainland populations. This suggests that even neighboring island groups do not necessarily evolve in the same way.
According to the researchers, similarities between the Shetland and St. Kilda wrens are an example of parallel evolution. Dr. Ski explained, quote, "Our genomic data indicates that Shetland and St. Kilda wrens are genetically distinct from each other, despite their similarities in physical appearance. This means that their island gigantism is a case of parallel evolution, where a similar original population, probably colonists from the British mainland, made it to each island archipelago and then independently evolved to become island giants. In the process, their songs also became very different from those of mainland British birds."
Findings suggest that similar island environments can push populations towards comparable traits, even when the underlying genetic changes differ. Will Smith from the University of Nottingham and a co-author of the study said,
And an actor, right? Famous actor?
Yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Our research suggests that islands with similar environments can produce similar evolutionary outcomes using different genetic pathways. The wrens of Scotland provide us with a powerful case study to understand the mechanisms by which island biodiversity is generated worldwide, unquote.
Islands are home to an estimated 20% to 30% of the world's species and are known for producing unusual forms of wildlife, from Madagascar's lemurs to Indonesia's Komodo dragons. Because islands are naturally isolated and often have fewer predators and competitors than nearby mainland regions, they create unique evolutionary conditions.
Scientists have observed island syndromes in a wide range of plants and animals around the world. Common traits include larger body size, longer lifespans, slower reproduction, and in birds, reduced flight ability, like what you were talking about, right?
The nene goose.
Yeah, the nene. Despite how widespread these patterns are, researchers still do not fully understand the biological mechanisms that drive them.
The Scottish wrens also show other traits commonly linked to island evolution. Along with their larger size, they have developed distinctive songs as well as subtle differences in plumage and body shape.
Although the reasons behind island gigantism and other island syndromes remains uncertain, the researchers say these wren populations provide an exceptional opportunity to explore how evolution works in isolated environments. But studying these birds, scientists hope to better understand the small-scale evolutionary processes that eventually produce the remarkable biodiversity seen on islands around the world. So to infinity and beyond, right? They're going
Cool.
all over.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Why does that happen? Why? I mean, it just
isolation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the T-Rex didn't need long arms anymore.
Nope.
So okay.
Or alligators either.
Right. All right, everyone.
All right, folks. Thanks. We'll see you in the morning.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.